Hello everybody and welcome back to Southeast by Midwest. I'm Cassie and today we are going to be talking about Zainey Laney wax melts and their new sprays. So if you want to know what the February and March themes were so that you can still get those, what these sprays are about, and where I've been for the past few months, just keep watching. As always here on Southeast by Midwest, before we get into talking about the products, we always disclose, and the disclosure for this post is that I was sent the February box as a PR. However, for the March box, it is a roulette box, which the way that works is that during certain months, they accept fan submissions, and you have to be a member of their group, which I will link down below. And then they take their favorites out of, like their top 10 favorites, out of those submissions, and they put them in the group to vote on. And for March, it was the top 5 because at the time they were doing 5 clamshells. But now it's the top 4. If you happen to be one of the ones that is chosen for that, you do pay for the box, and you work specifically with Laney to develop the scent, and you work specifically with Marshall to develop the art. So for March, I actually paid for that because mine is one of the ones that was chosen, and I will get into that a little later. So now before we jump into the box, let's quickly jump into where I have been for the past few months. So back in December and early January, I decided to take a little bit of a break from YouTube. I didn't mean for it to be a long one. I just was under the weather. I had gotten a real bad chest cold at New Year's. And that's all it was going to be, was just a small break while I got over the really bad chest cold. However, during that time, YouTube came out with their demonetization of small channels, which I have no problem with. That is their prerogative. What I did have a problem with was them using the fact that small channels are the ones causing ad issues, and that's why they were doing it, when in actuality, a lot of the channels that were having problems are these bigger YouTubers, yet they still get all of the access to everything, and YouTube is still going to run ads in front of my videos and other small channels, but we're not going to see anything from that, and to me, that wasn't fair. So I took some time to decide if I still wanted to be on a platform that kind of was a liar. I'm probably going to get this video taken down for saying that. But ultimately, I decided I love making videos, and really there aren't other options that are viable for like the amount of space, the number of uploads, etc., etc. So I decided to come back to YouTube. I was going to come back earlier, but again, I have been under the weather, so my posting on my blog has been rather sporadic as well. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's jump into these boxes. Okay, before we jump in to the boxes, actually, let's talk a little bit more about Zainey Laney Waxes and why they're worth the, subscribing to, well, not subscribing to, why they are worth purchasing. When you get your Zainey Laney Waxes, there will be an envelope inside of there, which will more than likely have your card. This is the one for March, which gives you the art on the front, and it gives you the info about each scent on the back. And inside, you will have a type of token. And the tokens are like this. They're just little pieces of paper that have what month they're from on there. If you get a golden token, then you automatically get a clamshell. However, if you don't get a gold one and you get a silver one instead, you collect 10 silver ones, and that will get you a free clamshell. Now, when you subscribe, like I said, you get 4 of these based around a theme. And depending on your wax is how much of these you will be able to use at a time, or your warmer. So for instance, the one that we have in here right now, we have been warming one of the ones from the February box, and we only need to use 1 of these cubes. However, when we have it in a bigger room, we have to use 2 of the cubes. Now you can warm the cubes multiple times. For some warmers, they have like the removable dishes. If you pop this in the freezer for a few minutes, and then you flip it over like this, as it warms back up, the melt will kind of come out in that disc shape, and you can reuse it. Some people will even pour back in to their into the container. So they can be reused if you don't want to keep using the same scent. So they are reusable up until the scent is gone. Her waxes are non-toxic waxes, so they are safe to warm around animals and things like that if you're worried about that. But not only are you getting the wax, but you're getting the art. So this is one of the ones from the March box. And as you can see, the art is a custom art, and it's one that Marshall did. He did this himself. This is not clip art. This is not reused clip art done in other ways or anything like that. He actually goes in and does this in Photoshop himself. So that is also factored in to the price. So with the quality and the art, you're not just getting something that you would get at the Dollar Tree. So that is why these are a little more expensive. Plus they are an independent business and you are supporting that as well. So you're getting that as well. Now let's talk about the price. Like I said, the individual clamshells are $4. The box for the month is 4 clamshells for $20 based around the theme. And they now do sprays, which this is a 4 ounce and it is $8. They are also going to be offering a the theme for the month in 2 ounce bottles, which will be about half of this size, and you'll get all 4 also for $20. That will be an option as well. Now you do not subscribe. Each month you go and look and see what the theme is, and if you like the theme, you purchase. Now let's talk about these real fast. These are the sprays. I'll get more into them in a minute. And for these sprays, they can function as body sprays, they can function as room sprays, and they can also function as car sprays. I actually spray this, don't spray it on leather. I actually spray this on the ceiling of the my car and on the carpet floor, and then I go in somewhere, and when I come back out, it smells so good. And then this is what the mist looks like. Hopefully the camera will pick it up. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's jump into the actual boxes. So the first box is the February box, which was based off of Disney movies. So it says, even cartoon princesses sometimes feel they don't belong. Perhaps in your travels, you too will find people who are not part of your world. So this one has 4 clamshells, and the first one is Snowman Sniffles. Icicles form in the most inconvenient places. Any time of the year is a bad time to be sick. Let the healing vapors of the smell warm you. Eucalyptus, mint, and camphor. This is the perfect scent to have around if you're sick. And as I said, I've been sick a lot lately, so we've been using this quite a bit. It really has a strong like eucalyptus and mint scent, so it is perfect when you're not feeling well, and it really does help open up the sinuses. Next is Outcasts. Have you ever felt drab while others appear to have rose-colored lives? This rich blend of fragrances waft their way to you as if you were on a stroll down an avenue in Paris. Absinthe, coffee, and French bakery. Oh, and if you couldn't guess, Snowman Sniffles was based off of Frozen. Outcast is based off of Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now, I will say that when I first got this one, I didn't like it because the French bakery scent was way too sweet. However, after it had a little more time to kind of cure, the absinthe came in more, and you got kind of like you still get the sweetness of the French bakery, but it has more bite to it, and it makes it so much better. So with this one, you're going to want it to cure a little longer and not melt it right at first, in my opinion. Next is Ohana Sunrise. Space can hold unexpected warmth. For those of you who literally fell into an adopted family, a delightful fruit basket of aromatics: lime, sugar, cantaloupe, and watermelon. This one is based off of Lilo and Stitch, because Ohana means family. And with this one, if you're not a big watermelon fan, that is okay, because you do not get a lot of watermelon. For this one, you get like a sparkling kind of lime, like a crystallized lime kind of scent, which would be the sugar in the lime, and you get a hint of melon, which I feel is more the cantaloupe than the watermelon. Last for this box is Dinglehopper, salt spray, lost voices, and found objects. For anyone whose birthplace did not define them, this refreshing blend of coastal scents will transport you. Scents of suntan lotion, pineapple, orange, and pomegranate. Obviously, this one is based off of The Little Mermaid. And again, this is another one that I did not like when I first opened it. However, once it had more time to cure, the scents came together a lot better. So when I first got it, the suntan lotion was way overpowering and the citruses just were kind of warring with it. But now that it's had more time to cure, you get the pineapple and orange with the hint of the suntan lotion. And because that one's kind of cured in a little better now, they blend together so much better. That was the February box. Like I said, that one is only available, I believe, until the end of March. So you're going to want to, I'm going to put a link down below. If you want that, you're going to want to go grab that. Now, if you want Outcast, you're going to have to purchase the full box because it is not available in an individual clamshell, but I believe the other ones are. So if you follow the link in the blog post, I'm going to have the blog post link down below. That will have links to the individual clamshells as well. Now let's jump into March. As I mentioned, March was fan roulette, and on the card you have their little mascots there, and you have a little sneak peek at what the different arts are. We've collected a batch of your favorite fandoms selected by the community. Take a spin on the fan roulette. The first one is called Darkness Must Pass. Ever since she was 8, Valerie, who could be found on Instagram at Val the Rizzle, loved Samwise from the Lord of the Rings books. Rain, Mountain Wind, and Snow Peaks give her courage to keep going. I have to say that besides mine, this is one of my favorite scents in the March box. This might be one of my favorite scents, like my top 3. You get that kind of watery scent from like the rain and the snow peaks, but you get kind of like a little bite to it, which is the mountain wind. If you like outdoorsy scents, but you don't like the kind of evergreen kind of outdoorsy scents, you might want to give this one a try. Horologist is next. Even in the darkness, the night sky can be your guide. Lisa, found on Instagram at Garza Lalisa, I believe is how you pronounce it, turns to strawberry, citrus, and pomegranate for a Caribbean scent as she charts the 7 seas. So this one has that kind of similar scent as the Ohana Sunrise and the Dingle Hopper, but it's different. Like, you don't get the lime from the Ohana Sunrise, and you don't get the suntan lotion that the Dingle Hopper does, but you do get those kind of citrusy scents with the strawberry and the citrus. It's in the same family, but it's unique as well. So if you like kind of citrusy scents, then this one's for you. If you have hair like Ragnar and you're a woman, you're probably the biggest fan of the show Vikings. Omnia, found on Instagram at Omnia's Wish, chose blackberry sage, honey, and snowdrift to represent the village of Kattegat, this is also called Kattegat. You really do get the blackberry on this one and a hint of the sage kind of together, and you get a small hint of the honey. I like this one, although it's not necessarily my favorite. If you like blackberry scents, then you might want to pick this one up. A Strong Lady, The Smell of Roses, and A Dream of Vast Horizons, not found in a book. Christina, found on Instagram at Fierce Glam Bomb, has loved Beauty and the Beast since she was little, and now she could drift back to the castle anytime with the scent of roses, winter air, and musk in the last petal. I can tell you right now, this is my least favorite scent in the box because I am not a huge rose person, but if I was to like roses, this would be a scent I like because it's not in your face rose scented. Instead, it's kind of a dulled down rose scent. So if you like roses, you'll love it. If you want to, you're one of those people that kind of wants to like roses, but most of them are just too like sickly rose and too overpowering, then you'll want to give this a try. It's a good way to get into it. I'm just not about that floral life. That leaves mine for last. I chose Supernatural, and their card says, Dean Winchester sure does like his pie and coffee. With the scents of apple pie and vanilla latte, Cassie, found at Southeast by Midwest, knows she'll never hear Dean ask, where's the pie again? Now for here, you could see baby here. They got the scents here. The dude where's my pie is an actual, dude where's the pie is an actual quote from one of the episodes where he sends Sam out to get the pie and Sam does not come back. And then they're parked in front of the Roadhouse. So Marshall did a great job of incorporating everything together. Now, as for the scent, you really do get the apple pie of it, and the vanilla latte gives that kind of a bakery scent, but not quite bakery. I wish it could have gotten a that brewing coffee scent, but it's hard to do in fragrances, and it kind of makes it more bitter, the sweet. That's why you don't see a lot of just coffee candles. So with this being the best that they could do on that, this is absolutely amazing, and I love what Laney did with it. So that is the March roulette box. If you want to pick those scents up, I don't know which ones are available in the shop, if they all are individually or not. But if you want the actual full box, I believe you have until the end of April to get it. Like I said, you can use the discount code down below. The body sprays that I picked up, I did purchase these myself. I picked up 11, which was from the Stranger Things box, which I talked about the Stranger Things box in another post, which I'll link down below. This is maple syrup, butter, and waffle batter. I like this even better than the wax spray, than the wax melt, because I can spray this everywhere and it smells like I just baked waffles. And I don't have to wait to get to a certain temperature or anything. I obviously got a Dude, Where's the Pie, because awesome. And I also picked up these two tied for 1 and 2. This is actually from the first box that they did. This is Pumpkin Pasty, and this is the Pumpkin Cinnamon Bakery scent. This was from the Harry Potter box. And these scents are all available on the shop, as are a lot of others. Like I said, this size here is $8. It's 4 ounces. You will get some slight separation, but you just want to give it a shake before you spray. Follow me on all the social media so you don't miss those. They're linked down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with all your friends, because that really does help. And make sure to leave me a comment down below telling me if you could make your own body spray or room spray, what scent would it be and what would you call it? And until next time, bye!